Nick Cannon Radio. It is that moment that I appreciate the most. Up close and personal conversations. Yes, up close and personal conversations with people that I admire, people that are doing big things in the game and are definitely taking it to another level. And this young lady is doing all of the above and so much more in the presence of a queen, a superstar, the one and only Becky G. How you doing?
I'm good. Happy to see you. How are you?
Happy to see you too. I'm well. I can't complain. Congrats on everything.
Thank you.
Mala Santa, the album, the singles, killing it right now.
Thank you so much. It's exciting.
Yeah, and I feel like on this project, you're getting that opportunity to actually, transition. This is that project where people are getting to see you as a woman.
I was gonna say, if you know the transition, you know it, because we go way
back to when you were for real a child, and just to see your progression, knowing how difficult it is for any artist in the industry, but to know where you come from, how hard you've worked, and then just add your craft to just not only dominate in music, but also in the film and television space and acting.
Thank you so much.
And then to all do it for your culture too. That's so dope. And then to know now, you really waking people up with this project. Tell me about Mala Santa.
Well, the album for me is just kind of a reflection, exactly like what you said, of the woman that I am today.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's all been a long time coming.
Yeah.
I met you when I was 12, turning 13 years old.
And you was rapping.
I was rapping. Yeah. Which I'm getting back to. That's part of me.
People don't know Becky G got bars.
And it's crazy now looking back at that and all of the twists and turns and everything. It's a game of chess, right?
Yeah.
And every move counts. And although some steps are a little left and some are a little right, as long as it was moving forward, that's all that mattered to me.
And never stopping. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
That's why the moving forward part was as long as we're getting somewhere. And that's why even film was such a big part of me at some point. And that was kind of the big transition into Spanish music. So when I was doing my first feature with Lionsgate, when I was doing Power Rangers, it was my first time. Everybody knows as a Latina, you don't move out until you're married, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'm leaving a little bit earlier than expected.
Yeah, right.
And so I moved to Vancouver, and as far as my English music was going, I was at a complete full standstill.
Yeah.
Didn't know what was gonna happen, and for reasons just beyond my control, and you're just kind of I still got bills to pay, so I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So I was doing this movie, and at that same time, I didn't know much. I never went to drama school. I didn't take acting lessons. I was literally going in
just brand new. Yeah.
And I was number 5 on the call sheet, not number 1, so it's kind of nice. I didn't have to technically go every day, but I still did because I didn't like living alone, so I would still go on days off, and I would be wrapping wires, pushing carts,
oh, wow,
learning how to work the techno crane and asking the camera crew, how does this work? And why do you get so mad when I don't hit my mark? And they'd be like, because you want to rack focus real quick when it's a tight shot? And
so
you
they
could
taught you all of that.
Everything. And so I was just like a kid in a candy store. I was taking everything in, and I felt like with my music, I needed to do just that. I needed to kind of start all over again, start from nothing. And what better way to do that than face one of my biggest fears? And that was doing Spanish music professionally.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to say that I just made the turn just because it was popping. This was before Despacito. This was before the whole Latin second round boom. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was from genuine just want to finally do it, because since I was a little girl, I was always singing. English, Spanish didn't matter. I was the little baby on top of the table singing with mariachi at every family party. So as far as singing in Spanish, that wasn't a worry for me. It was more the doing press, because if you've seen Selena, you know. Being pocha power then did not exist, right? Spanglish was not socially accepted. If you wanted to say you were Mexican, you had to be born in Mexico. But if you know and you're born in LA, you say you're Mexican, I'm Mexican.
There's no
I may
ifs,
be a
ands, or
little
buts.
pocha, but I am so Mexican. I come to my family's house on a Saturday for carne asada, and I promise you won't be leaving until very late Monday morning.
That's funny.
And so it was very authentic, the genuine one. And once I started, it's kind of like I found myself again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and that's basically what
and
Mala
then found
Santa
success.
is.
Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
it
what
took
that's
off.
what Mala Santa is for me. Is just like I found myself, and I found myself at a time where I was still very young.
Yeah.
You know, my first real big hit and when I was doing Spanish music, when I started it, was at 19 turning 20 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was still a baby. I'm
Yeah.
still a baby technically,
Yeah.
but it was like perfect timing, you know, like they say God's plan. Like, you just gotta trust the man upstairs, and everything's gonna happen for a reason. And Mala Santa, now being a woman in Latin music and seeing what that battle is like, yo, we are the most macho culture ever, and a female doing urban music, reggaeton specifically, like, and Mexican.
Yeah.
Like, Mexican specifically, we're supposed to like stick to like música romántico, like, you know, the true like regional Mexican music, and like urban music was never really part of like
the reggaeton vibe. Yeah.
like we would listen to it, but there was really nobody,
Yeah.
you know.
So,
And so
now
it was,
you-
I
you-
faced a couple barriers there.
and you, like you said, even for women, I mean, like, to be able to be a Latina in this space, even just in music. I mean, obviously, you probably get the comparisons to J-Lo all the time and all of that stuff. But even on a young side, you're kind of in a class of your own, like really
Yeah.
representing in a big way. I mean, we see others who come from groups and stuff like that, but to
Yeah.
watch you in this space, as specifically like you said in the urban space, you kind of holding it down for yourself. Like
Thank
you repping for your culture real heavy. So I truly admire that. Truly admire where you're going. I mean, like I said it from, like you said, when you were like 12 years old, like, yo, you're gonna be a superstar. Just
Thank
because
you.
everything from your personality, and clearly you've shown that there's not one thing you can't conquer. Like,
Thank
from
you so
Power
much.
Rangers to Empire to you've been all over the place, and to see you continuing and not stopping and just progressing is so dope. So hats off to you.
Thank you.
And one thing that we always do is giving you all these compliments and kudos, but I got my bulletproof vest on, so I got to shoot some shots
Please,
straight from the
please,
hip.
Let's go.
We call this the firing squad.
Okay.
Now, these are everything from, like, you know, psychological questions to questions that you just answer rapid fire. Whatever comes to your mind, there's no wrong answer.
Okay.
And we always start the first one off with a Nico Machiavelli question.
Okay.
Obviously, he's a philosopher from back in the day, and he always talked about love and fear. Love and fear, one of the two, you know, original emotions where everything else stems from. Which one does Becky G want more, to be loved or feared?
Loved.
I say that's easy. I
Love.
couldn't imagine.
I'm a
you wanna
lover
be-
though.
Yeah,
Like I just love. I give love, and I
Yeah.
think there's nothing greater than love.
absolutely.
I don't know how I would feel. I would feel pretty lonely if everybody feared
But
me.
see,
'Cause
fear
I love
co-
connection.
Yeah, but like fear also that's where like respect is rooted, and reverence, and you know, so like when a lot of the gangster rappers and people
Yes.
come here and they're like
I want
fear
fear
because they want to
yeah.
be respected because they know love
get
can make
that.
them like too soft. So, but I definitely see you as someone who
Yeah,
wants to
I'm
be
a
loved,
lover,
and all
for
your
sure.
fans love you. So, but speaking of fear,
Mm-hmm.
what's Becky G's greatest fear?
Letting the most important people in my life down.
Oh.
That is, yeah. I know that's probably
So
sounds
you're
crazy.
a carer.
Oh yeah. I'm like hella empath. Like
Yeah.
I'm true empath to the fullest. Like that was me since I was very little. I'm the oldest of 4 kids. I consider myself the third parent in the house. I like look after everybody. I had to parent my parents because they were high school sweethearts. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
So I literally there's nothing worse for me than feeling like I can't be there for the ones that I love or can't.
That's a lot of
follow
pressure,
through.
though.
It is. No, it is. And I've definitely, we're going to get hella, deep in here.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this, it's therapy.
It's not easy, yeah.
It's, learning, how to draw healthy boundaries and stuff like that. And it's something that I
Indeed.
think the youth now more than ever with all this, generational trauma that people carry,
It's a lot of pressure on this
it
new
is.
generation.
It is. And everybody, they tell us we're the future, but what are we doing about it?
Facts.
So it's deep.
That's pretty heavy. That's pretty heavy. Let's lighten it up real quick. Favorite movie of all time?
Damn, I have so many. The Notebook?
Oh, that's one of my favorites too.
It's so good.
Allie and Noah,
Oh, yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
I'm a huge, when I say The Notebook, I cry
Every
I
time.
cry like
That's me.
4 times
That's me.
during that movie.
Yeah.
Like one when she rolls on him and just leaves him, And then the one when you like
And
realize.
then she's running back and she's like trying to the truck and she's like hitting the truck. And she's like, don't, okay, wait, I'm sorry. And then he still takes off.
Yo,
and
you
she's
know,
mad again.
yeah, you know, it gets me every time when the older Noah, when like once you realize and like
That
the kids
it's him,
come,
yeah.
and then she's like, Dad, just come home. He's like, that's my sweetheart. I'm not leaving her. Tears every time. I can't help it.
No, nothing beats the ending.
Yeah. And then the ending. I mean, waterworks all day long.
Yes.
But yeah, Notebook is definitely one of my favorite films as well. All right, best piece of advice you've ever received.
Don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game.
Bars.
Yeah.
That's fire.
I live by that. It's funny because my boyfriend, actually, Sebastian, when we first started dating, I asked him that same question. I was like, what's your like favorite quote? What's a piece of advice? And his was kind of similar. He's a soccer player, and his was like, you miss 100% of the shots you never
don't take. Yeah.
You know, and like it was kind of similar. It was like, don't let the fear of striking out keep
soccer,
you from playing the
baseball.
game. Yeah, I was
same
like,
vibe.
oh, it kind of aligns here. I think this is a sign.
This is working. You always looking for signs in new relationships. Like, oh, we are match made in heaven.
I love
Worst
it.
piece of advice.
Worst piece of advice? I don't know, because even like the bad advice that I've gotten, I think good stuff has come out of it because
Really?
I've always learned. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had like somebody like.
No
give me
bad advice, just learning lessons.
Yeah, maybe like having too many shots, like drink before the show, and I'm
Yes.
like,
That is some bad advice.
maybe one.
Exactly. We always ask this. I don't know how that, because I know you like to keep it clean. Favorite
What?
curse word?
All of them.
I like
no,
that answer.
you know it's so funny because this is actually goes back to like having to mature, grow up really quickly. I remember the first time I swore in front of my parents.
Really?
Yeah, because they were in a very, very like they were in an intense, heated situation.
And you had to let it.
A fight, an argument, whatever. And I felt like the oldest, the eldest in the house.
Hold the fuck on.
Banging on the door. You know, we lived in like a 2-bedroom house. It was like really small in Inglewood. I was like banging on the door. The TV can only go so loud, bro.
Yeah.
I remember banging on the door, and they finally opened the door, and I was like, both of you need to get the fuck out of here.
Whoa. You said that to your
You're
parents?
not gonna put my siblings through this. And I think both of my parents were like, check. I think they both were like, okay.
All right.
And I
Third
remember
parent.
my parents always saying, though, this was the thing. It wasn't that they were bad words. Like, as a kid, it was not that they were bad words. No, because my uncles, I grew up with my uncles, everybody, like,
cursing.
just talking shit all the time. You know? So my mom would say, those words are for grown-ups.
Yeah.
So until you're
Those are
grown up,
those
you
are
can't
grown
use
words.
them. So I knew, like, as a little kid, like, I could not use those words because those words were for grown-ups,
Right.
you know?
That's
it wasn't a
funny.
bad word.
I'll
'Cause
tell
my mom
my
didn't want me to be the kid, like,
Yeah.
oh, you said a bad word.
I let my kids cuss all they want. And I tell them there's no such thing as bad words, only bad energy. So it's like you can use a
and
word.
it's how you use it.
Yeah, you can use a word that's not considered a bad word, and it can offend someone, hurt their feelings.
100%.
So I try to teach them more about energy, and words are just words.
My
they're
mom
like,
said the same thing.
yeah, so
It's different to say F you than to be like, fuck, I dropped my phone.
yeah.
It's a form
And I
of
think it's
expression.
hilarious when my kids cuss. So it works for me. As long as it makes me laugh, you can't get in trouble. All right, guilty pleasure.
Food
Yep.
and tequila.
Nice.
Yeah.
Together is a good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Most prized possession.
Family?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good one. You're on an island and you only can take 3 things. What are you taking? Stranded.
Stranded by myself?
Yeah. I mean, but you can take who or whatever you want.
How long am I there for?
You're asking some good questions. Well, it depends on what you take.
It depends on what I take.
Yeah.
True. I mean, a cell phone.
Smart.
I would say a cell phone. I would say a nice little bottle of 1942 or something.
Okay.
Just pass the time and
All right.
relax. I'm
So
on the
clearly
island,
you're not by yourself.
alone. No, I was gonna say it's nice to be
Oh,
alone.
nice.
I'm
The
surrounded
time-
by people all the time.
I feel you.
Yeah, it's nice. It's the idea. It sounds very, very beautiful.
Right.
And then I would say, I don't know. I feel like that's the only 2 things I would eat.
You got one more. You can
I
take
guess
it.
food. I'll take a bag of hot Cheetos.
There it is. There it is. Turned up. Fan moment. The moment that you fanned out, and who was it?
Moment that I fanned out.
Have you ever fanned out oh my God, I can't believe that?
You know what? It's crazy. I feel like the closest I ever got to that was Jennifer. Meaning
yeah.
Jennifer Lopez, obviously growing up in LA, being Latina, just being like, oh my God, like she was it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I was like, there's the East Coast, and then we need a West Coast.
Yeah.
And one day when I grow up, you know what I mean?
You said
that's
all
how
of that to her?
When I was little. Obviously, that's how I
How old
thought.
were you?
When I met Jennifer, I was 14, turning 15 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
In
so
the
you
studio.
try to play it cool, like, yo, we in the studio. I'm
Well,
gonna be the next you.
It's funny. No, I never said that. No way. There can be never another Jennifer. No way. I would say, for me, it was a thing, like, it's a mentality, and I still live by it till this day. It's like the moment you act like it's the last time you're gonna be in the room with them is
probably
really gonna be the last time you're in the room with them. You know what I
So
mean?
you played it cool.
So I feel like that's just out of respect too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I guess now too, being on the other side a little bit in my own way, at the level that I've gotten to, you experience, you know, like fans and stuff, and it's beautiful. But I also appreciate when fans come and they just like, all right, how are you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, kind of just like interact at a like eye to eye level,
Right.
rather than just like, oh my God, like that's cute. It's super cute and it's nice, but like it feels even nicer when it's just like chill. You know what I mean? So I always just thought in my head, like, I'm play cool.
I remember one of the first time, or probably the first time I met Jennifer Lopez. It was on the set of her "If You Have My Love" video, and Will Smith introduced me to her, and it was in the middle of her getting lotioned down.
Oh, that's nice.
Like it was, she had these lotioners, and it was these two dudes that I was like, first of all, how do I get that job? And then Will's like playing it all cool and like, yo, it's J-Lo. And I was like, yo, somebody is literally putting ointment on her ass right now, like lubricant.
You'd be surprised how normal that is, though. Like, I'd be like mid
and she's like, hey, how are you doing? And I was like, I want to hug you, but you're greasy. And it was a moment for me.
Glitter everywhere.
Yeah,
that's
but
hilarious.
that was my fan out moment for J-Lo, for real. All right, this is another easy one. You only can listen to one album for the rest of your life.
I got it.
What is
Crazy,
it?
Sexy, Cool, TLC.
That is a great choice.
Yeah.
That is a great album. Front to back, has all type of songs.
All the way
sexy
through.
songs,
Yeah,
and inspirational songs.
Chill, not too. You could party to it if you wanted to. You could jam out.
Yeah,
but then you
Creep.
Could just
You
chill
could
too.
get That's a good one right
Yeah.
there. All right. I would have to say probably the best or worst pickup line you've ever heard.
I don't know.
I know people are always.
Do they really use pickup lines still?
I mean, in the DMs.
You know what? This is why maybe. See, I'm the one.
You sliding in the DMs?
I'm
before
the one,
Sebastian. Yeah.
No, I'm the one that made the first move.
Really?
So I'm very aggressive. Like when I know what I want, I know what I want, and I don't play.
I'm not mad at you.
So yeah, I don't know. I think I've always been a little bit intimidating
I like
for
that.
guys. So I don't know if they've ever really used.
They don't want to appear corny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know we got to get you on Wildin' Out so you can play the pickup line game. You got to come through.
Let's go.
So we can do Let Me Holla. We definitely want to see that. Now, this is how we always end the firing squad. So it could be a serious moment, or you can take it however you want to. But we want to talk legacy. Obviously, we know your career is continuing to grow and to shine. But when it's all said and done, end of the day, that one word that describes Becky G.
Ooh. There's so many words that come to mind.
You only get one.
I mean, I guess unstoppable is like a good one.
That is a very good one. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are with the unstoppable Becky G right here on Nick Cannon Radio. Let's get it.